Yay, we are live and direct, connecting the world from different parts of the world. Hello, everybody. Okay,
Hi.
as it
Hi.
is Feggicolla 92 talk, I will introduce the president to give us a short whatever gist he wants to give to us. So before I don't want to put him on pause. So I will the president. Over to you.
Right. Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Hi.
And
Good evening.
it's, it's good to have you here. And I want to appreciate Bumi for this initiative. At least this is an opportunity for us to. We hope to have more of this though. But this is an opportunity for us to um, reflect back on what we had in the past, as in when we were in particular, and see how we can use that to help ourselves and help the younger ones coming up. So I want to employ every one of us. Let's sit back, relax, and then be part of this live section. Thank you very much, and good to have you here.
Yay, thank you, President. All right.
Somebody's
So,
name is it?
because of the background noise, I may have to
Yeah,
mute
mute
some
that person.
mics,
Exactly.
and I can see
Thank
get
you.
some feedback. So,
Okay. Thanks for that.
when it's time to talk, I'll just unmute people. Aha, it's better now, isn't it? Yeah, great. Okay, so it's better now. But I mean, you have to unmute everyone at the same time. So, whilst we're waiting for other people who are giving talks to come in, this is Feggicolla 92 set. And we are doing this because it's our first episode. We are doing this for so many beautiful reasons. Please remember to write your comments here, and forgive us if we overreact, forgive us if we get emotional, forgive us viewers out there if we say it as it is. Of course, we're going to be quoting our words properly anyway. And I will say forgive us if for some reason we talk over ourselves due to excitement. So please bear with us. And I will also say that the vision for this is to exercise our brain cells, because so many things we've heard in the with experiences we've had in the past. We just want to, like Falake said in the dementia talk, it says let's remember things of the past, exercise our brains so that we don't get dementia. Another reason is to introduce the educative element to bridge the gap between the old and the new students, and some other reasons that will be coming up soon. So, without further ado, we will go to the main talk. Okay, I know I'm having feedback because I've muted everyone, but yeah, the topic is boarding school. I'm kind of having a feedback. There's an echo somewhere. Okay. All right. Let's carry on. It's not nice to have that echo. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's from Abutu's end. Abutu, maybe you need earpiece or something. It's from your end. So I will. Yeah, there's an echo from your end. All right.
So much. Okay, I'm
Okay,
using
so
earpiece.
yeah, once I'll meet you, I'll. What is school then and now is the topic for today. Picture of the day. What does this remind you of?
Ah! Man, the guest has
Wow.
changed. This was not the guest that I knew.
I know it's
Yes,
it was more
It's
it's
welcoming,
not the gateway new.
it's more beautiful,
more
and it's
this one.
more it's more welcoming. That's the word.
But I can still remember that cream and brown
Yes,
Yes, security post.
house.
Yes,
Exactly.
security post. Yes, yes.
Yeah. And I used to anytime I'm getting closer to this gate, my heart will begin beat, beat,
Start
beat.
beating.
I'm
Beat.
waiting for the whistle.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
What are
I'm
y'all
like,
doing?
oh God, we're here again.
Oh,
And who do we normally see at the gates? What do we call them?
The Vanny
okay.
men.
Yeah,
Yes,
Bunny Man.
yes, we call them the bunny men. And at the is it at the car park you see all the prefects who are waiting for to check your bags for contraband, isn't it? Same
Mm-hmm.
here.
Comfortably seated.
Honestly.
As you're coming in, you are dropping your box in front of them, and you are
Exactly. Open it up
opening it.
and they check everything to be sure that there's no gallium
Contraband.
sulfate.
Garium
Gallium
sulfate.
sulfate.
Honestly.
And some tinned
Tin
geisha,
food, geisha,
sardines,
sardines.
bread. They were all contrabands.
No,
Yes.
but we are bad though, because some people put Gary inside jerry can and
Inside
pour
pillow.
water.
Even inside pillow.
No, jerry can and
You
pour
saw
water on the
it.
body
You saw it
so
in your
that
pillow.
yeah.
I think they were training us how to smuggle things through. There's so
Oh
many
my
plans
goodness.
in the head of people.
Honestly.
I don't know, some will put it in I don't know, handbag or just something you won't suspect you in small quantities so that you won't say, oh, there's not much Gary here because you expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Different things people did then, but
Yeah.
we still had it in anyhow. Okay, so what is a warning school? I will. Oh, good. Kemi is here to answer.
Is she there?
Kemi, come here to answer. What is a boarding school?
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. My able VP.
I can't see your face very well, though. Your faces, rather. And it's
Okay,
not
is it
loud. It's
okay?
quiet with me.
There's a feedback.
I think that sounds
Okay,
like somebody's spam.
can we see now?
Okay, let
Kemi,
me
do you
check
want to
my
tell us what
mic.
is it all about?
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can.
Very.
But somehow I can't hear you guys well.
We can see
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead, Kemi. What
Wow, I
is a
can't hear you,
boarding school?
Bumi.
Okay, let
Jeez.
me tap you on the screen.
Is there something I'm not doing well?
Okay.
I can't hear anything.
At all?
Hey, hello, Esther.
Increase the volume, because my volume I can
Yeah,
hear clearly.
better. More like it.
Okay, so Kemi, what is a boarding school?
Okay, sorry, I'm just coming in late. Well, I'm sure you guys all know me now. Do I need to introduce myself? So, boarding school, well, in my own interpretation, I would say an environment whereby you have children, school, well, in a school environment where you have kids being kept and being fed, for a period of time, probably in form of terms. Like for instance, secondary school, some primary schools too do run boarding schools and all that. But then it's just like an enclosure, a school where you have kids staying in the school environment, under I'm trying to put this well. But that's how I see it anyway. More or less, we can't say home away from home because it's not home at all. But it's an environment where it's not home, it's not home at all. Environment where you have students, being boarded, having rooms, being kept in the school, being fed and being taught. They do everything together in that environment. Is my explanation explanatory enough?
So, any other any
So
other
noisy.
suggestion of what a boarding school is?
Any other what?
I'm just asking anyone else wants to add to
Oh,
it.
okay.
Thank you, Kemi. What is a
You're
boarding school?
welcome.
Yes, let's talk. What is a boarding school? Anyone else wants to add to it? Okay, I would say a boarding school is an institution where children live within premises while being given a formal education or instruction. And the word burden
Yeah.
is used in the sense of a room and a board. So lodging, meals, with your peers. All right. There is a noise in the background, but I don't know. Yeah. We will carry on. We will carry on. So that takes us to the next thing. Let's talk about the school. What do we remember about Ganika and Kenny? Kende?
Sorry?
Encyclopedia is not here. What do we remember about this May celebrants?
I
I
I guess
think
the one who remembered the most is not even on board.
It's not.
It's Taiwo. This kind I think
what do
Louis
you
and
remember? What do
what do
you
I
remember?
remember?
But that's Kende.
I
Kende was the
like
Red House.
what that's
Yeah.
the only thing I remember. It was the Red House. Nothing else.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
oh,
Yes, so
uh, Kende was
I tried
she
now.
was quiet, yeah. And I think like maybe is that somebody's farm? Let me see. Kende
Noise.
she was one of those quiet ones, not troublemakers like us. Yeah,
Yes, I
she
think
wasn't a
so.
troublemaker. She was very quiet. She does what she's supposed to do. She minds her business. You understand?
And she's
She's
timid.
very neat. She was very neat, yes. And then she was a very neat person. You understand? Very neat person and soft spoken. So that's why I remember about her. And Gani, ah, I know Gani was in greenhouse. You know, I didn't really have much what's
Interaction.
it called, reaction with her.
Content.
As in, I didn't really communicate with her much, but I just knew she was in greenhouse, always with her hijab and looking. So that's what I remember.
Uh, yeah.
Uh,
What class was Gania? Was it one
I
F?
think no, she was in
I
A.
think
I think she was
Hey,
in A.
okay. But
I
Kenny
think she was in
Kanye was
A.
who was in A? I was in E, so I don't know.
Can
I
I even
wasn't.
remember the class I was in?
Gani and Co. She was in my class. She
Oh,
was
okay.
in
Was in
A.
your class?
oh okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
okay.
about Kenny Kanye?
But I think she was a lively
I think
person, kind of.
Kende.
Even with her, she was one of those lively, bubbling Muslims.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh,
Okay.
Herself
Let's
and Yomi
I
Bakari.
personally don't
And
remember much about any of them.
really. You were in public.
oh, okay.
Greenhouse is public.
I might have to run.
It's allowed.
Okay. Next. Let's do the next one. Why do parents put their children in a boarding school? Ola, you want to explain to us?
Okay. Why parents put their children in a boarding school? Talking about then and now. For
Yes.
me, I actually insisted that I wanted to go to a boarding school. And the reason I did that was I discovered that I was born and brought up in Lagos. My father was from Ogun State. My mother is from Ondo State. But I never had any opportunity to move out of Lagos State. And that for me was not it. I felt I was being caged. I wanted some freedom. So I insisted. And then the federal schools was the rave back then. It was like it was a show of yes, you are brilliant. If you can get into a federal school, that means you are
Mm-hmm.
brilliant and all that. So definitely my parents wanted a federal school for me. But of course, I had two that I could choose from in Lagos, but I insisted I wanted to go to Ondo State. Ondo State specifically because I still felt Shagamu, which is Ogun State, where my father comes from, where I should claim, is still close to Lagos State. So I wanted somewhere very far. Then I also, my cousin then was staying with us who grew up in the village, and she was always telling us about so many stories about villages and everything. So I felt I wanted to go to Ondo State to go and experience village life. I felt Ondo State was a village. So I thought I wanted to experience village life and everything. But then I got there and I didn't, what I thought was way more, it wasn't what I expected, but I enjoyed it and I thank God for that. Then talking about now, I decided my children should also go to a boarding school. At the time I took that decision, I was living in a barrack and I didn't think I wanted to bring my children up in a barrack. They were there with me for a while, and I didn't really like the kind of children that they were having to mix with. So I felt the best thing for me was to just send them to a boarding school. That was one reason, to take them away from that environment. Then another reason that I decided I was sending them to a boarding school was especially my youngest daughter. She was so timid. She was too clingy. She was always like mommy, mommy, mommy. She couldn't really do things on her own. And I remember the kind of upbringing I had from my own boarding school. I knew going to a boarding school made me independent and all that. So I wanted them to have that sense of independence, at least to an extent. Then I also remember that while growing up, my cousin, at that time, she was so much younger than I was. I think at the time I finished secondary school, she was just in primary five. And at that time, she couldn't even wash her own undies. She couldn't do anything on her own. So I was always telling her parents they had to take her to the boarding school. Then she would learn to do things on her own. And really, by the time she entered GS1, she went to command boarding school in Kaduna. The next holiday that she came home, she was telling me, Auntie Bola, thank you so much. In fact, thank God for the little that you taught me. They nearly killed me because I couldn't wash, I couldn't do anything. They were always calling me dirty and everything. And that first holiday that she came home, she would pack her things, pack her younger ones' clothes and everything, take them out and wash by herself. So to an extent, boarding school, at least if one could get the good ones, because of course I've heard stories about schools that are spoiling children and everything, but I still think there are still very good ones. Command boarding school really turned her life around at that time, and I could testify. And then by the time my children also got back on their first holiday, my daughter was more independent. She could talk. Before, she was so timid she wouldn't even want you to hear her voice. But by the time she came back, she could talk. She was freer and everything. And then that laziness in quotes, that laziness in quotes was at bay. At least now she knew that she had to take responsibility of her property and everything. So to an extent, I think some boarding schools still have those values that we had back then. I personally have not had any bad experience with boarding school compared to what we've been hearing on social media and all that. So that's my own experience for boarding school then and now, and the reason for taking my children to boarding school, and the reason I went to a boarding school.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
But anyone wants to add to that? What are reasons? Avatu,
Um,
Can I add something?
okay.
I think
For me, I I think
Kemi
my
says
going to a boarding house was just was per chance because then my mom was in Lagos, my dad was in Jos. So apparently they transferred him to Jos, and then so he said, okay, now you know what? I'll put you in FGDC Bauchi so that at least I can be getting to see you from Jos to Bauchi in like 1 hour. My mom was like, oh, she that she's in Lagos, she will not be traveling all the way. She was like, no, her daughter is going to Akure. And then my father finished from St. Aquinas in Akure. So my mom was like, okay, fine. Since you finished from Aquinas, let her go to FGD to Akure. My brother went to Adoekiti Private School. So that's how I ended up in Akure. Well, my first year, it was, I think maybe the first term was difficult. Maybe the first few weeks were difficult. But I think what kept me going was by the time I joined the school relating, that was what just gave me my joy. That was what gave me my joy. So I was always looking forward to inter-house sports and all of that. And so I didn't have a bad experience in school. I actually enjoyed my experience in Feggicolla. So even right now, my brother has refused to allow any of his children go to boarding school, and I'm like, why? Because his son, very naughty boy, very timid and all of that. I said, if you take this guy to a boarding school, he will sit up. But my brother was like, no, God forbid, none of his children will go to boarding school. I said, but you went to a boarding school. But look at you, you're better. At least it made us independent and all of that. But I said, no, no way, this one, that one. So anyway, I had to rest my case. But like Bola said, boarding is it's two sides. There's some good boarding schools, there's some bad boarding schools. There's some boarding schools, like one of my neighbors whose child went to Atlantic Hall. She came back, the mother was complaining that what nonsense, her daughter can't wash clothes, they have to wash their clothes for them, and she was livid. She was like, no, that's not what she planned for her daughter. But of course, she couldn't fight it because most of the parents didn't see anything wrong with them having their laundry done for them and all of that. So that's just the difference between our time and now. Now it's a bit enjoyable, but by the time I get to my own topic, I will bring out some points, some reasons, some differences between boarding school of our time and boarding school of now. Thank you.
Thank you. James wanted to say something. James wanted to say something. Somebody wanted to
Oh
say
yeah.
something.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, Miss
Hi.
Anna,
So
you
talking
are looking
about that.
like Miss Nigeria with your hair. I
Yes,
like
I
that.
am. I am.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
well, I really, for me, Akure wasn't a bad idea for me because I was kind of, well, not I was, I'm very adventurous. So, um, there I learned a lot. It was a bit difficult in the first year, or maybe probably, yeah, difficult, especially when it comes to provisions. I grew up in a very
This is a common factor.
strong, really,
yeah.
really when because you go to school, you just want a provision, and the food is not enough. So before you know it, within 2 weeks, you have all your provision.
You are through with
Your
your
eyes is not
provision.
shining.
Uh, then
So because of
then the
that
water
it wasn't
factor.
water factor. But apart
That
from the
water
Hmm.
food,
was
every other
yeah.
thing I
That
learned, I learned
water,
very
that water
independent.
was
I learned to
something
cook on
else.
my own. You know,
I'm telling
my
you.
father was like, when I was going to serve, say everything, they told you to put away in. I know you will survive. So it doesn't, I don't feel about you. Whatever you are, you will survive, so that
Okay.
gave me the foundation. I was indifferent to whether my kids go to boarding school or not. So for me, like my first daughter, she's in boarding school. She opted for boarding school. She
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to go boarding school. So before, like when she was in year 5, I started training her. I taught her how to wash bra with using my own bra. I was specific. I was deliberate. Yeah, I wanted to train her. So I was washing her toilet by herself, just to prepare for that school, for boarding school experience. Yes.
Yeah.
Plus, before she opted for boarding school,
Mm.
the first year wasn't so easy for her. Of course, far from home, but not a home environment. But what I'm grateful to God for that school is that it's a missionary school, the Apostolic Faith Secondary School. So there's no pampering.
Yeah.
They wake up 5 a.m., do prayers, they sweep their hostel themselves, they wash their bathroom themselves, the dining is done by themselves. The only thing school, handles for them is their church wear, which is white. Their school uniform, the top is white and the church wear is white. That is only thing the laundry handles for them. But every other thing is handled by them. And I see the effect on my daughter. When she comes home, she does that thing like regimented, as you don't have to tell her. She washes her clothes every day. Like, Abba, okay, why are you washing clothes every day? I said, she's so independent and she does her things, very well. So I think it all depends on the kind of school. For parents, you must decide what do you want for your child? What kind of
Exactly.
training?
Yeah.
They now use that to look for school that can help you achieve that.
Inculcate that
Okay,
to
yes,
your
or to
children.
that's what the values that are building from the home, to help you strengthen it or collaborate with you in entrenching that values in them. That is it for me. And in Akure, there's some things that I learned in Akure that till tomorrow I can't just it's already in me. Like
Instinct.
now, I find it hard, very hard to cross alone. Very hard. I'm telling you, I find it very. I still remember that those
Mm.
like then do you not litter the ground
You
as in
can't touch
litter,
Princess
throw things
flowers.
on the path.
In fact,
I can't. It's difficult for me. I have a small garden in front of my house. I saw my daughter. I said, "Don't cross my lawn. Don't." I was still, I still, you out of the car or on the floor, or I just can't. I mean, it's difficult. But I thank God for our prayer in that light.
Yeah.
So much learning,
Honestly.
so much training.
Yeah.
oh,
We were looking at thank you, MC. We were looking at we did a survey for those for viewers watching. You'll be wondering how did we come about all this. One of the reasons why we're doing this is because we had a survey where we asked our grad girls what was your experience, and we had some questions. And the first one was, will you allow your daughter attend a particular boarding house? And imagine the results. 80.
no way,
This
What was
is
that?
serious.
no way, not Akure, I beg.
Why?
No, and the
That's
Why?
Akure. Even myself,
No
I can't go
way.
to Akure.
same
That's
reason.
Akure at
Even me
all.
myself, I tell you, Akure, I beg too far.
So 86% was like, no way. And 13% said, yes, why not?
Yeah.
And the reasons, there's so many reasons, so many reasons. So this is why we're doing this, so that whatever was lacking then needs to be introduced now, so that other people who want to be in a boarding school can have a good time in boarding school and have good experiences. Not that we didn't have good experience, we had the good, the bad, and the ugly, but
Yeah.
we're
Mm-hmm.
sharing this so that we can maybe bring about inspiration for some people who want to help in a career and say that, oh, okay, maybe they don't have this facility. Or this is what boarding house students face. Let's provide this. Let's block the gap. And for me, I think the reason why my parents took me to a boarding school, I'm the first one, and my dad went to a boarding school. My mom went to a boarding school, so automatically it was like
So you couldn't escape it.
so
Yeah, exactly.
like going to Harvard or Oxford to them. So yeah, even when they were telling me, "Oh, you'll be out of home," being the first, it was like unthinkable until I got in. It was emotional on the very first day leaving my parents. I learned, like I said, good, the bad, and the ugly. So that was the reason why my parents took me there. They wanted an upgrade. They felt it was the in thing, it was the right thing to do. And so many other experiences that have been said here, I'm sure are valid. And one other thing I want to, I mean, so does anyone have any other reason why they think parents put their children in boarding school before we move to the next slide?
Oh, okay.
No? Okay. So the next one is, who can recognize these people? Who are they? These May celebrants.
Ah,
Who's that?
Which
Who is that
Inca
one
is
in the
this?
purple house?
Inka Jegede.
Oh,
Living
Jegede
the
Oh,
people.
smallish,
I almost.
smallish, 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 troublesome.
Ah, let her hear you.
I can't really remember Inka Jagede's face, but I can remember Toyo
Purple
Sita.
Inka
house.
Jegede.
Yeah.
Inka
I
Your
remember
Jegede.
Inka Jegede. She was in Purple House.
She was in
She
purple
had a
house there. She was
big
smallish.
backside,
Yes.
but she had a
And
big
then she was
backside.
smallish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And
Seriously,
she was
I
smallish.
can't even
troublesome. Yeah.
remember.
She was
She
troublesome. I
was
tell you, friend. She was
troublesome.
troublesome.
Yeah,
Troublesome.
yeah.
Wahala. She likes trouble.
Um, I think there was one issue with her and a Vanny man at one time. I think the Vanny man liked her or something like that. That we were always laughing at her concerning
Oh,
teasing her concerning that or something like that.
oh my goodness.
Oh my.
um,
I didn't
well,
remember
we were. She
that.
was friendly. She was
Yeah, she
very
was
friendly.
friendly, but serious with
And
Jobo.
I think it was although I'm not sure. I think it
Okay,
was because
Jegelu.
of her. Lola Olatoye formed the song Popodi Didi Popodi. Although I'm not sure. I'm sure Lola can can throw more light on that.
Lola,
But
if you're listening, put your
um,
comments down.
I think her wife
Oh,
and her houseware had
oh,
the same
Yes, the
design,
hardware, yes.
kind of.
Design,
It
yes.
always had this like a wraparound, something like that. You
Exactly
know,
like a belt, almost like a belt, and then wrapped by the
exactly,
side.
something like
Yes,
that. So I think
yes,
I think
something
that's
like
the
that.
much
I
I
try
remember.
you.
I remember about
Uh,
her.
I
oh,
remember.
Ronke is here.
I can't really
Ronke
remember
is online.
anything.
Ronke is online. He said her nickname was Jegelu. That's what Ronke said. Her nickname was
Oh,
Jegelu.
really? I
Okay.
didn't know that. I think she was in C class. I think she was in 1C.
Yeah, I can't remember her class,
Wow.
I don't know.
but no,
I
she
think
was
she
all
was
over
in
the place.
JS1C.
She was all over the
I
place,
think she was in JS
all
1C
over the
because
place.
I was in D. I was in D, so I think she was in the class in front of my class.
In front
So I
of
think
your
she was
car,
in
okay.
JS1C. Mm.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Toyosi. Do
Yeah,
you
I
remember?
remember
So you
Toyosi.
see,
Remember her surname?
is
Toyosi
that
was a
Toyosi
red house.
Ogufuyi? What's her surname?
Yes,
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Ogufuyi.
Odufuyi. Is it
Yes,
Ogufuyi?
Toyosi
Okay.
Okay.
Ogufuyi.
I
Yes,
think she was the one
yes,
B,
red house.
right?
I can't
Was it
remember,
one
but she was a red
I
house.
remember the name, but I can't really
She was
remember
one
her.
of.
And she used to
I think
wear
she was one of
glasses
those
then.
quiet. Yeah, she used to wear glasses there. Yeah,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think she was one of the quiet
Mm.
ones. Mm.
Toyosi, yeah.
Well, I
You
know there
know.
were some. I think she was one of the Ijako Estate girls because I know Ijako Estate. Ijako
Okay,
Estate used
with
to.
Dialogue or unquote. I
Yeah,
think
that
so.
was Okoroku.
Not
I
sure,
think
but I
so.
think so.
Did she have a local back then?
I can't remember.
I
I can't
think
remember.
so.
I'm not sure. I think she used to make her hair.
Mm.
She used to make her hair. She didn't
I
have
can't
local.
really remember
Mm.
her.
She didn't have
I can't
local.
really remember
You
her.
have to defend yourself if you.
Okay.
All right, we'll go on to the next thing, which is what changed between then and now? Like feeding, clothing, activity, lifestyle, etc. Right, Avo to your turn.
Mama, thank you. Okay. In fact, it was just this afternoon. No, but this morning I saw your message. I was like, oh my goodness, I've not even gotten anything to write. So I just have to like. So I might get some wrong. I don't know, but just bear with me. So there's been quite few changes between in boarding schools between now and then.
Hmm.
Because like what we've been talking about laundry and all of that, we didn't have that in our time. So I'll start with feeding. I know Akure days, that was one major problem for us. Most of us didn't really enjoy the food, and then because of that, we had no choice but to eat the food, and then we had to augment it with our provisions, and then talk shop, which unfortunately before the term runs out, we are out of provisions. But the boarding schools of nowadays, they have varieties of food. There are some schools that have jollof rice, they have spaghetti. Like my friend's school, there are some they normally have pizza every weekend. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
These guys, I'm telling you, ice cream, they have different varieties of food that they enjoy now.
Wow.
And then their talk shop is well, you can go to the talk shop
Stop.
and buy different things. Gala, there's nothing like contraband. Do you understand? So nothing is even contraband in some of these schools. So the children actually have access to buy all those ice cream, chocolates, and all those things that we didn't have the luxury during our own time. So that's the difference between for the feeding aspect. And then there are some schools that don't. I can't remember the school. A child is in that school. They don't allow provisions. So
Yeah.
when
Oh.
her son is going to yes, when her son is going to school, he just goes to school with his every other thing. What they do is At different times, they give them after their breakfast. So between breakfast and lunch, I think they have snacks in between, like two times. Then between lunch and
Wow.
dinner, they also have snacks in between. So at every point in time, the children are not hungry. So
Okay.
the parents don't even, she doesn't buy provisions. Doesn't even, no provision, no Milo, no milk, nothing. The school said no, that they'll provide everything for them. And I think the major reason was, I think they had experiences of food poisoning in the past or something. I don't know. So because of
Okay.
that, they just ruled out that aspect of children coming with their provisions and all of that, and then stealing. There was too much stealing of provisions and all of that. So I think
Hmm.
so that kind of helps them to minimize the stealing aspect. Then in terms of clothing, um, I just um, I just got a video from 2009 set who had a campaign on how to teach girls how to use sanitary pads, and I noticed that all the junior girls in Akura had low cost and
Uh-oh.
Oh, Frozen. I'm sure she'll be back.
Okay.
I'm sure she'll be back. So, yeah, she was saying all the girls in Akure had low cuts. I mean, yeah, they were
Yeah.
encouraged to have
Is
low
it
cuts.
is it now or then?
Then,
was
well, I don't know. Yeah, go
yeah,
on. We're
okay.
talking about low
So
cuts.
yes, now I was talking about clothing. So So now some schools actually have where the junior students their school uniform is pinafore or gown, then the senior students have skirt and blouse. Unlike our time where everybody had to wear skirt and blouse, so you couldn't even differentiate between the senior and the junior. Then we all had
Hmm.
make your own hairstyle. Yes, you can make
Yeah.
any hairstyle you want. But I think towards the
Hmm.
end when the Shunubi came, or Shunubi tried to initiate us into that having a particular hairstyle for a week. So because some schools still have that where you have different hairstyles. I mean the same hairstyle for everybody, and then even their sportswear too. There's not much changes. Some schools don't even allow shorts for their sportswear. They allow skirts. So in terms of clothing, there's still a bit of difference. You understand? So I think now they really want to be able to identify who the junior student is and who the senior student is. You understand? So with their dressing, once you enter a school, you're able to tell who's the senior and who's the junior. Like my niece school now, she's in JS2, so she wears a gown. Then the senior students wear skirt and blouse, and they all have the same hairstyle. So that way you're able to
Oh.
so that way you're able to differentiate between who is a senior and then who's a junior. And then in some schools now you wear loafers, black loafers as your school standards. Unlike our time where we had to wear our popular basket. What was
Comedy
the other one called again?
Polish.
There was
Comedy
basket and there's
Polish.
another one. I
We
can't
all wear
remember.
that.
You know?
At least
Oh
all
my
wear
God,
Nah,
that.
thank you.
like
All
that.
wear that.
Exactly. You know?
All
But
weather,
now you
this
find
button up.
exactly but now you
And
find them
ladies
wearing
Havana.
thank you. You find them wearing
Lady
loafers.
Savannah. Yeah, I remember
Honestly.
that.
But these days you can't catch any of those children dead in that our kind of shoes. They now wear loafers and
Never.
wet look. Yeah, loafers and wet look. Then their sportswear, having your Nike sandals and all of that. Unlike we had this white regular. You understand? So that's the difference when it comes to clothing. Then for activities, I put activities and teaching together. Our time we had maybe because of our time and then it was a government school, we didn't have much activities that we could do. You know, it's like our day-to-day activity was regimented, um, inter-house sports, then maybe French competition. Then I think a couple of visits to all these historic sites like Ilefe, Hills, and all those places.
Adore Hills, yeah.
So our time, we had the opportunity of actually visiting these places in reality. You understand? I think considering that there was also security and all of that. But these days, with the onset of internet, most schools just blow up the internet and then show you all these places in pictures and all of that. So the children exactly. So the children don't even have the opportunity to even go outside. If for instance you are in Lagos, you don't even have the opportunity of even going outside Lagos State to maybe say you want to go and see Fidor Hills or Oluma Rock or all of that. They just blow it up on the what's it called projector and then you see what it looks like. But like we had that opportunity of going out and then in terms of competition, some schools actually still travel out of competition and all of that, but that is at the expense of the parents. At least our time, we
Mm.
didn't get to pay for all these things. Maybe we
Yeah.
paid, I wouldn't know. But I know
No,
that
I
when we
don't
are going
think
for all
so
these
because most of the time we
excursions,
don't even know it's going to happen until we get to school and all
uh,
that.
Yeah, during school.
Mm.
exactly. So I think it was free for us, and then that was an opportunity
Mm.
for us. And I know that a couple of times I wasn't a history student, but I was able to sneak out. Just to twice. I sneaked out of school twice to join. They smuggled me in, and then it was fun. But these days, but these days, parents will
Yes.
have to pay for their children to go for excursions, and the bills.
Mm.
I can tell you, the bills are not
Mm.
funny at all.
We pay
So most
everything from
parents don't
club
even up
fee.
there. Exactly. My niece school, they wanted to take them to. There's a park called Lupasi Park, which I usually take them to every holiday, and it's just for them. It's just 1,000, no 500 for children, 1,000 for adults. When her school wanted to take them, then they charged per head 5,000. So like, auntie, can you
Wow.
imagine that they want to charge us 5,000 for
But
Lupasi
they will
Park?
give them
I mean, I
food
told
now.
them that she said, me,
They
I
will give
told
them
them, no, I'm not
snacks
going.
now.
My auntie used to take Kilode, Kemi, 5,000 per head. Kilode, what you call you now? It's too much now. So how many children will you now carry? This is something
But
that
this,
ordinarily a child pays 500 naira. That means you're charging extra 4,500 on one person. So because of things like this, most parents you find out that it's just very few people who are able to go for the excursion. Especially if you have excursion, you have to go abroad. How many people can really afford it? So that like
Exactly.
I think our school, our time then the French those children that used to go for French school, it was the school that sponsored it, right? I
Yes.
can't remember. I think it was the
Yes.
school that sponsored
And
those
then
people that
those that had to go outside the country, I think it was their prize for winning.
okay.
Those that had
Uh-huh.
the French competition, those that
Competition, yeah.
won, I think, yes, those that won. There was a year, I think, maybe we came third or something, and then two people had to go from our school, so it was a
All
prize.
expense paid.
So it was all expense paid and
Expense paid.
everything. Yes. Then
Uh-huh.
I think the
But yeah.
second time, I think it was one person that went, and
Uh-huh.
it was still all expense paid. It was a prize that was given to them to go to
Uh-huh. But
France. So the
but
parents didn't have to do anything.
anything. But these days, man, you gotta pay, baby.
Of course, of
No,
course.
yeah. Then as
And
for
sometimes you gotta go
lifestyle,
with them.
exactly. You have to go with them. Oh.
Mm.
Then I also picked out lifestyle, lifestyle in the sense that while we were in boarding school, you have to wake up by, I mean, when you hear the morning bell by, is it 4 o'clock, I 4:30, can't remember, I 5. You
I
wake
think it
up,
was 5
once,
a.m.
I think it was 5 a.m. Once you wake up
Yes.
at 5 a.m., you have your bath. After having your bath, you dress up. After dressing up, you do your morning duty. After your morning duty, you go for assembly. We had
It was
our
structured.
lifestyle was planned. So there was a time,
Mm.
everything had a timing. Everything had a timing, so
Exactly.
you just
Yes.
have to follow that timing. And once you are doing
Mm.
anything outside that timing, you get a punishment for it. It's like siesta
Mm.
time was 4 p.m. You must be on your bed
Yes.
by
Yeah.
4.
Whether you're
Uh,
sleeping or not,
whether you're
you
sleeping or
must
not,
be.
just lie down on
Yes.
the bed. You
Just lie
must be on
down.
your bed.
And you
Just
must
lie
not do
down.
anything. Just lie down.
Anything, just lie down
You
and
can't
close your eyes.
talk, you can't read, you can't do
You
anything.
can't do anything, but
Lie
just
on
lie
your
down
bed. Yeah.
on your bed. 4 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, siesta. I think 4:30 siesta is over. You go for prep. After prep, you come back.
Hmm.
So our
After prep,
lifestyle
you
then
go for
was,
dinner.
yeah, exactly. So our lifestyle was regimented. So we had everything that we
Mm.
had to do. But these days,
I think dinner before prep.
these days, no morning duty for them, no washing. I mean, no laundry for them for some schools, and then I think what they do, some schools now have time, movie time or something. So
Wow.
so their own lifestyle is different from our own because computer age, social media, and everything has just come
Mm.
in, and then they don't really have that time. And this our own lifestyle allowed us to kind of bond with each other, and we had
Mm.
real friends. I'm using the word real friends. We had real friends.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
not like now.
Like for
Now,
friends.
exactly.
Thousand
Computer
like
friends or WhatsApp friends. You understand? You're always on WhatsApp chatting. But our time, you now find somebody. Oh, Kemi lives in. I live in Ikoyi. Kemi lives in VI. Let me go and try and visit Kemi. we took out time to visit ourselves even while we were in school, while we were on holidays.
Mm,
I think that kind of helped us to even bond more because there was no social media to distract us, there was no internet to distract us.
exactly.
But so we spent all our time together, and that's why till now, even after all these years, even when we see ourselves, it's like
Mm.
we just, it's like we just saw ourselves yesterday. Meanwhile, a lot of us haven't seen for like
Exactly.
maybe 10 years or 15 years. But with the boarding house of now, there's so much distraction. There's internet. By the time they're on holidays, they're playing PS4 game. They're playing, our time we had games, 10, sway, skipping,
So
even in
wait.
school. Yes, but these children don't do all those things. You know,
No.
they don't know. If you tell them what is 10, but don't. All those are twilili, twilili, twilili. All those are
Twilele.
games. Honestly,
Well,
you
my
know,
all that on
we had
water,
so yeah, we had
all
so
the
many games. Honestly, so
Ah.
many games and everything. But boarding house of nowadays, all those things are absent. No bonding time and all of that.
Mm.
That's why you find out that most of them when they graduate from school, everybody goes their separate ways.
Goes their
yeah.
way. Mm.
Goes their way. So those are the little points I picked out for what changed between then and now.
Oh,
Thank
thank
And
you
you.
very
now.
much.
That was a good,
I
that was
appreciate that.
exhaustive. Thank you very much. Any other addition to that? Ronke was saying on the chat, she
Okay.
said not everybody back, oh, no water. That was
Oh yeah, sorry, I wanted to mention that. I forgot. I was going to, I forgot. I was supposed to have mentioned that after the
Ronke.
clothing. I don't mind. Okay. Ah, my dear. Apart from that water, that water aspect in GS1. Oh my goodness, was a terrible experience for me. Honestly, it wasn't fun. And because of that, there's a particular senior I can never forget her in my life. Ngozi. Senior Ngozi made her short, half cast, wicked, short devil. Ah, man, that woman dealt with me. Oh. That period of water scarcity, she knew. I it was then that we only had one tanker that would bring water to the reservoir, and after that, that's the end.
Exactly.
So you can
Mm-hmm.
imagine how water was in school. Then this lady gave me her bucket. She has a way of standing by the pole. When you get to Red House, there's a pole by I think Dom 4. So
no
she
comment.
positions herself there, and then the first junior from Red House that's coming in front of her, hey, you are a house girl for the rest of that day. I didn't remember. I didn't, so because of how we used to pass the back, so that we would just come in through the other side. That I didn't remember. I don't know where I was going to. As I just entered, she was the one I met. Oh, how about you come here? Hey, come fetch my water for me, wash my clothes. So she gave me so many things, but that water I couldn't get water. I went to Blue House. I went to ID's place and went to an ID. I think one of them dormitory to sleep. She came to look for me. Oh. She found me there 12 midnight. She woke me up. Said, "Where's her water?" My goodness, I was crying. I had to start begging people with cup to give me water. But of course, when I got her water for her, God forgive
Mm.
me. I spat inside the water. Ah, but I spat inside the water because I was grieved. It pained me. That water was that water was a bad experience. But I was happy when they came up with that borehole at the car park,
Yeah.
and then every
Mm.
house every house now had their own tank. It was a sweet
Mm.
relief. It was a sweet relief, honestly.
It was.
But now there's water everywhere. Water, water,
Even
water.
in Akure, are you sure?
I don't know
Yeah,
about where. I can't
No.
talk.
I've
I
been there.
can't.
This is
Wonke,
that.
no,
Yeah.
Wonke should be able. Bumi, Wonke should be
Yeah.
able to tell us. Last time she went to Akure, whether she saw water. Ask her if she saw water. And the funniest thing about this water? If I have if I have to find myself where I have to use a bucket to bath, I can't finish one bucket of water. I'm not joking. I
It's
cannot
true.
finish one bucket of
Me
water.
too.
Till
That's
now,
still an
I
issue
can't
with me
finish
till
one
today.
bucket of water. And
That
then
is
when
very
I
true.
when I when I'm having my bath, either I either I tie my sponge on my waist or tie my sponge
That
on
is
my
what
leg.
I still do. Oh my God.
God have mercy on me.
That's true. That's
I
true.
still tie my sponge around my
Honestly,
waist.
so sometimes I'll just force myself. I say, "Madam, finish this bucket of water. There's water. Finish it." So I will not. But it wasn't fun, though,
Ronka is saying on the chat.
honestly.
Ronka said there is
But thank
water.
God.
Ronka said there is water
Oh,
now. And she said
So okay.
spit is irrelevant. Most of the water we use mouth to suck from the
So
tap.
from it.
Abby.
But I'm
Oh
telling you,
God.
that water
Yeah.
saga made me learn how to rush, as in rush,
I'm
proper
telling.
rushing.
But you
Rush,
know, you
rush
use
at the
the
top, rush at water, rush
I'm
dining,
telling you. You know,
then
you use
rush,
one.
rush.
You have half buckets of water. That half bucket you use to wash your pants.
Eh,
Use and if you have low cut, you use to wash your hair. You know, you
Yeah.
pour water from your head
Rush.
to your toe. Ah, oh my God, have mercy on us. God, thank you very much. That water wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. Ah, I think
yeah,
for me that was just one of the experiences that I didn't find funny at all.
yeah.
You
She said water did not improve. Oh, we were still going to the pond and under the tanker in SS1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
It didn't till we left. It didn't. To be honest, it didn't. You
Who
were
said
well.
so?
There was one. That's Ronkel. She said water did not improve. Oh, we were still going
That
to
is
the
for
pond
how.
in
Eh,
SS1.
No, but really, that water was just alleviated. It was never enough. Till we left, that water was never enough. Because
So
I remember that maybe by the time we now became seniors, we could chance juniors. Maybe they
oh
would
yeah.
now have their own experience. Because
Experience,
I
that's
remember
true.
that, yes, because I remember that there was a time, there was a particular girl who was, by the time I got to SS3, she was always telling me, Snebola, go and read, I'll go and fetch your water for you. So I
yeah,
guess she would use that opportunity, it's Senior Bola's bucket, and then fetch her.
Her
Because
own, okay.
once you get to the tap, as a senior, of course, no matter who was there, you just put your bucket and then you fetch
And
whatever
then
you need to
fetch
fetch, and
and
then you
go.
leave. So I guess it is the juniors at that time that can really say what the water situation at that time was. By the time we became seniors, we couldn't bother. We
yeah.
just got
But
there, fetch whatever we needed, and we left.
but you know
But
at some
there was
point
never really enough water.
but you
For
know
girls,
at
because we
some
were
at
girls, we had need for water. Like if we can't
Yeah.
yeah.
from
But
the
at some
north,
And some of
point
the
most
boreholes in some
one,
houses was not
one
working.
number twice.
yes, like Red House, we had water in our two tanks. That was what I was saying that at some point I didn't think
Yellow
I had
house, the
issue with
borehole
water.
wasn't working.
That was why Ronke is complaining. But Red House, our two tanks were working. And then I know I had my own toilet. So I had my own key to my own toilet and I always had water.
Wow.
She been like you.
Is it easy to be
Abby,
an
there was nothing.
is it
I never had that.
is it easy to be an athlete? It's not easy to be an athlete now.
Hello, athletes.
Yes,
Abby.
baby. That was my excuse. Oh. In fact, after that Ngozi's experience, anybody that just call me, I say, I won't want
Abby,
again if you just stress me. And they'll be like, okay, sorry. No, at the point, I didn't have money duty. I didn't have money duty at the point. No
Wow.
money duty. I wake up in the morning, I flex my muscles, you understand?
Roque
So that
Wow.
was what I said for me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
enjoyed it.
enjoyment too.
Roque
Honestly,
said, don't
I'm
compare
telling you.
Ogotu's life to normal students. Please, we had
Wow.
SSP was still taking water from. We'll go on to the next one. Anyone,
Honestly,
Esther and Toyin, do you want to say anything? Add anything to what has been said?
that's true. Esther has been quiet. She's still quiet, Sha. Ah,
Mm.
I should be
Esther.
Esther, my blue house captain.
Ah, Blue has captain. That she's still quiet now.
No, no vex. So I'm just listening
Esther, you
to
are
God.
God's buddy.
I'm
Okay.
happy.
Oh, yeah, tell us
Yeah,
what about your your blue house
Your Blue
girl,
house, exactly.
Bola
You know,
Ajibola.
I know that in her past, so food was supposed to be okay for you.
I should tell you about Blue House what? Sorry.
Your blue house sister now, Ajibola. She's on the screen now. You can see her on the screen. So
That's Jibola Kwanla, yeah.
yes,
And
Yeah.
is that about you?
Eh?
No, no, that's Caroline.
Who's in
No.
the other side?
Caroline members.
yes.
I cannot.
I'm sorry. Okay,
But me, why
I
am I
can
not
see
saying
Jibola.
anything, no? But
Can
me,
you
I
not?
can't say anything, no.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take you out and bring you back in.
Yeah, I see Ajibola. So what am I supposed to say about Ajibola? Just to recognize her, right?
What can you say about her?
What you
What
remember?
what you remember?
Now, what do you remember about her?
Yes. Ebola Opola, she was very quiet. She was my friend though. I know we're in the same class. I can't see I'm the opposite of Taiwo totally. But I know she was my friend. She was really quiet. Yeah. And she
A,
was a blue house. That's all I can really remember.
were you in A class? I think she was in A class.
Yeah. Was I
Yeah.
in A class? Huh. I was in
What
was
you
I
were
in A class at all? I don't know.
Ebola was in A because I
Ebola was
remember
in
her
A, and
mom.
she's
It's
from
embarrassing. Nano vex.
Duambo.
Yeah, her mom and my mom were colleagues at work, and we used to go by these luxurious buses from Lagos to for Accra to Lagos. Then we got to know ourselves. So that's what I know about Ebola.
And
Anyone else?
Ebola, she's from Eduambo. She was
As well, yeah, that's true.
Eduambo, very close to. She was close to
Parami.
Mr. Bodunde then, because they were from Eduambo.
Okay.
Ebola,
Yeah.
one
Okay.
Taiwo, that was the class, maybe
Okay.
Taiwo Akinwale or something
Don't just ready. Hello,
from
sir.
Eduambo as well.
Okay.
Exercise.
What
Yeah.
Hello,
about
sir.
Caroline members? Yellow House.
Okay.
Caroline, you think Caroline remember Caroline Akipalumi?
Carola
No,
members.
no,
That
Caroline.
No, that should be Carola Kipalumi. That
Is
looks
this
like
specifically
Carola
is this specifically
Kipalumi.
Caroline Akipalumi?
This is
Looks like
Caroline.
Akipalumi. Carola. We have two Caroline. Akipalumi and members.
Yellow House.
Eh,
No, there are two Carolines in Yellow House. Caroline members and Caroline Pelumi.
Now, I'm on.
I never heard of
Aha,
I
members.
think
Ronke says
I
Caroline
think Carola member
members,
was in Yellow House. Was in Yellow House.
Yellow House. Caroline members, very hardworking. That's what Ronke says here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she was in Yellow House.
One of their
Yellow House.
ficos.
She was chubby in
Eh,
school. Oh. She was one of the chubby ones.
Ah,
Very
seriously.
light skin, chubby. She was round.
okay,
That's all I
Wow.
can remember.
okay. Oh
So
yeah,
guys,
so
she
you
wasn't
Yellow House
chubby.
girl,
Oh.
what do you want to say about your Yellow House colleague? You don't remember
I don't remember the name. I remember the name.
Okay, let's go on to the next.
Ronke
I'm
said
just a
she
little
was
bit
not
better than
chubby. Oh.
Kemi Ladapo.
Excuse me.
Yes, you could cut
Ronke
portion in
said she
three
was not
minutes.
chubby, oh, but she could cut portion in 3 minutes. Ronke,
Wow.
Ronke, Ronke today.
Portion. That portion thing reminds me. That portion like this one long thing. Start using one long thin cutlass.
Yes,
It's not big
Katanga. What do they call it then? Katanga or what? Langa. I can't even remember the name.
anyways. Okay, we'll go to the next one. The impact of advanced technology, social media or no social media. Let me see. Over to you. What is the impact of advanced technology on boarding school? Do we allow social media or not? Why and why not? Yes, Yemisi. Are you not there?
Is she still
Oh,
online?
dropped. Okay. Let me say what let me play what Bookie. Sorry, some people are unavoidably absent today. That's because for Taiwo, she's not too well.
Yeah.
Bookie
Oh,
is having a meeting, and Ronke, I think she's in doing some work, something like that. Also, yeah. The impact of advanced technology. I'll play what what's her name now? What
Bookie.
Bookie sent.
Bookie.
Yes, Bookie sent something. So I'll try to play that now. So about social media, let's listen.
So hi
Can you
ladies.
hear?
First I would like
Yeah.
to contribute to the previous question, the impact of social media or no social media. I am one that strongly believe that social media has some benefits if well managed, if properly controlled. Um, but in recent times, it looks like everybody just wants to trend without the what would I would say the proper application of wisdom, and I'm putting wisdom in hair quotes on how to use the social media It's been used many times to create more problems, you know, than much more than needed in this generation. So in boarding house, do I think that students should be allowed to be on social media while on campus? I don't think so. Um, except if, they just want to showcase maybe like a school project. Maybe the school has a page, for instance, on IG, and they want to showcase, some of the projects there. Other than that, I see no reason why. I see no reason why we should have why students should be allowed to use social media on campus, because this is part of discipline, right? I remember when we were on campus, was there even cell phone, right? I believe that the cell phone should only be used for, to communicate with parents, especially when maybe the parent cannot come for visiting days, for instance. Yes, so that at least there's some communication with home. But to get on Facebook, Instagram, no, I don't think that is necessary. Um, they should learn to interact physically with their co-students, and build communication skills, real communication skills, and not social media. Even as adults, sometimes I like to. Currently, I'm off. Most social media platforms, just as a form of discipline to reduce, to use my time more productively. So I only go there, to just put things that are necessary, maybe to promote a program I'm organizing. So talk less of children that are in school. That's when they should learn the discipline of, of time, of efficient time usage. So I think social media should not be allowed except on the school page to promote positive things, projects, cultural stuff, positive things happening in the school, in their education. That's my opinion on that question. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, I'll have to. Yeah. So yeah, me see. Buki has just said her own view about social media. If why
Okay.
she feels it shouldn't be allowed except for maybe educative work and all that, education work. So what is your own take on that?
Well, I totally agree with uh, Buki on what she said. Why should children or students have social media when, what for what purpose? For what purpose while in school? There's no need, So it's a tool for distraction. So why do we need social media? Why do you need WhatsApp? Why does the student need to be on Instagram or Facebook? For what? Is it for learning? No. So having a social media school, it's for me, any school that allows that is just trying to push the responsibility on social media to keep the children busy, maybe their heart of ideas. So I don't think it's wise. Okay, well, maybe if they come home on holiday, they might be on WhatsApp. Maybe there are things they need to get from the school, because I know, like during the some of the holidays, especially during the COVID time, many information were passed through WhatsApp. Notes, at least for those in Nigeria, notes, classes, and all that were done via
Exactly.
WhatsApp. You
WhatsApp.
know, so maybe WhatsApp most, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I'm not sure. I won't support that. At least for my girls, it's a no-no for them. You know, but technology can be used. In fact, that is the in thing, can be used to create an engaging environment for students. Okay, when you have electronic boards where they can watch, you know, um, do research, ask questions, watch stuff on educative stuff on the internet using interactive board. Yes. Okay, for learning, yes. To stimulate critical thinking, research, and all that, yes. But when it comes to one-on-one social media usage, it's a no-no for me.
Yeah. Okay. I can see our time is running so quickly, and we've been speaking for 1 hour. It's not healthy to to sit for as long as this. But let me just read. I'll be at a very stop place now. Thank you, Yemisi and Buki, for that comment. So Ronka says it's like saying we didn't need calculator when we were in school. We may not like it, but social media data, etc., are the future careers. They should be taught how to navigate it, not avoid it. So that's
Yeah, but the bad thing is that in Nigeria now, social media has made a lot of teachers very lazy. Most teachers don't even give
Mm.
notes. They don't give notes. They don't you know
They'll
like
tell
when we
you
were
to
in
go and
class.
Google.
Thank you. They just tell you to go and Google. Give you a topic and tell you to go and Google.
Mm.
So they don't even
You
get
go
to,
and Google.
even though the teachers themselves don't even get to educate themselves, because they become too lazy. Because there's internet and everything to give them all the necessary information they need. It shouldn't be that way. They are meant to be teaching the students and they are meant to be learning from the children. If they are giving it to them as a homework or whatever, I can understand. But not, sending, homework or social, WhatsApp and all of that. Google this, Google that. No,
Mm.
no. These days, teachers are not like our teachers of those days. You understand? There's a big difference now.
true. Okay, so well, there's no conclusion on this though. But
Yeah.
the main thing is, if we had social media in our days, I can imagine like the friendship thing Abuti talked about. People would just be on their phones, not even now in families. You can see children we're living
Honestly,
in
nobody,
different worlds. So you
different,
can imagine if there was
different
social media in
corners
our
of
days.
house.
We
Yeah.
won't be here. We won't be here today. Like
Honestly.
together. Let me go and check my social media. Background noise somewhere. Not sure who is having a background noise. Whoever it is, please let's mute our mic. So I will
But
go very quickly now because of our time.
yeah.
Can we recognize these people? Of course.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
that Buki Jabutu.
Yes.
Yes, Bukola
Uh,
Jebutu. I know
she's
she
still
was in
maintaining
Purple
her low
House.
cut. Yes, yes, of course. Very bubbly
She
lady.
was.
You know, she was on the
Mm-hmm.
big. She was on the big side, very tall and I think. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Very happening, bubbling person. Never a dull moment, I remember her. Hey, that's my baby girl.
I,
Inke.
I, I remember.
Ah,
I
Yes.
remember
my person.
the dark beauty.
Yeah. She has
Uh,
always had a low cut, and I think she still maintains her low cut.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Still maintains her low
Then
cut.
Nkem,
Hey, my baby girl. Ah,
one
my sweet girl.
what was one E class captain, wasn't she? Nkem was one
Huh?
E class captain. Nkem was one E class captain when we were one E. Abu
Yes, I
too.
think yes, I think it
Yeah,
was.
yes,
Was
yes.
a class captain then.
She was class captain
I
one.
know she was in Yellow House. She was also very lively. Yeah, Inkem has
Very
always been
lively,
very lively. Very,
So
very
super
lively.
lively,
Nkem was our best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet
very
And
girl.
lively.
one of some of the few of our friends that have figure eight right from secondary school. That
Ah,
figure.
Yes, yes, she did. She did.
we have a lot of that in
Nice
the Yellow
shape
House. All
Nice
the
shape, yeah.
Makelu, all the
with her
Nkem.
And she
height and
was tall. She
everything.
was she was
She was
tall.
tall with her height,
Tall,
Yeah.
slim, beautiful.
Very beautiful girl. She's still beautiful,
Yes,
She is.
very
She
friendly
is.
person, and she was so
Mm-hmm.
friendly.
in wisdom.
She was so friendly. She didn't have. I've never seen in camp quarrel with anybody. Ah,
Mm.
I like it.
she's
You know,
always a peacemaker. Yeah, she's a peacemaker. Peacemaker. Or like my friend Ronke. And
she
even till
wasn't
now,
quiet. I won't say
she's
Nkem
still
was
that
quiet.
way.
I won't say Nkem was
No,
quiet because she had so many. Being a class
she has
captain, you have
so
so
many
many.
personalities. Yeah, and she had a
Mm.
lot of friends. Yes.
Yeah,
But she was
But her
matured.
sister, I think her sister was quiet too.
yeah. Sister
Her
was
sister
in
was in Blue
Blue
House or
House.
so.
Yeah, Blue House.
Blue House, that
I
was
I
quiet.
never knew her sister. I never knew she had a sister in school.
Oh,
Yeah,
she did. She
I
had a
can remember.
younger sister. That one was very quiet.
Oh, younger.
Ah,
Okay.
one day Anadu. One day. That was her name.
One day, oh, okay.
Yeah, one day Anadu. Yes. Very quiet.
Ronke said She was mature, wise beyond her years in a good way.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
Wow.
agree.
we call Queen
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yes,
Queen
was.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Queen
That
K.
is
Is it
true.
Queen K Wisdom? What's her? Is it Queen K Wisdom or something like that? Tag. Anyway, I think it's Pink Wisdom. I think so. All right. So we go. That takes us to our next one, which is impact on the use of phones. Now, phones and social media. Without a phone, you can't use the social media anyway. Now we're saying impact on the use of phones now as against use of phone booths by Buki. So she's recorded hers. I will just play that again. If we can mute ourselves, I'll just play um what her suggestion was.
So thank you, Bumi, for this question. The impact on the use of mobile phones now as against the use of phone booths. Just looking at this question in the context of Nigeria and where we are at right now in the telecoms industry. Quite frankly, how many families still have land phones in their homes? You know, I think that if I recall, some privatization that was done a couple of years ago might have killed that part of the telecommunication industry, whereby we have land phones on which the phone booths would hang. So yeah, it would be good. It would be better. You know, you know, based off of my contribution to the previous question, if we can have phone booths that are regulated in the schools rather than students having cell phones. But the way the industry is in Nigeria, um, what would the phone booths hang on when the landlines are no longer in existence? So, because this is not available in Nigeria anymore, at least to the best of my knowledge, is the reason whereby um, mobile phones um, have become necessary um, for students to have. At least that would be some ways for, um, like I said in the previous question, I remember back in the days when we were in Feggicolla, some students lived far away and their parents or guardians could not come for visiting days every month. Some would, even when they come at the beginning of the semester or of the session, they don't go home until the holiday, because it's just too far a distance to go home. So they're in school for a long time without seeing families. And in that case, they need, back then we lacked any form of communication with our families, which I do not think is healthy. You know, that was healthy for such students at that time. So if I believe there will be such students even now in the boarding houses, and so the cell phones should be, I believe, should be used mostly for that and should also be regulated. So I believe boarding schools need to build in some form of regulations whereby maybe your phones, and this is just a suggestion. I don't know what obtains right now in Nigerian boarding schools, but maybe where the phones would be submitted to the house. To the house, what do you used to call them
Captain.
back in the days? House mistresses, you know, and there'll be a time where you can go and use it, or maybe a form that you feel, so that or maybe in terms of emergency, the phone can be used to communicate with the family or the guardian. So given that the Nigerian telecommunication industry does not have adequate support for phone booths, yes, mobile phones should be accepted or allowed, but regulated strictly. All this thing that, oh, something would happen and people are capturing it and they're posting on social media, like, aren't they supposed to be in boarding house? Or even some teachers are the ones feel, recording it and putting it on social media. I'm like, really? Where's our sense of decorum? Where don't we no longer know when to draw the lines? So yeah, so the Nigerian telecommunication industry does not have the support for phone booths, and in that case, I believe that mobile phones should be allowed in boarding house, but regulated and strictly regulated actually, and should not be for everyday usage. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All right. That was book. That was Bookie. Thank you very much. Ronke's comment. Okay. You can unmute yourself, everyone, so that we can hear. Okay. Ronke's comment was that which phone booth it worked for 16 hours and according to his office. So
Okay,
Okay. Ah.
bright say hello and you chop
Did
first
she,
stroke.
did she not make calls in that phone booth?
Well, looking at the experience my children had when they were in boarding school here in Nigeria, the cell phones was not allowed in the school, although some of them smuggled cell phones into the school, but it was not allowed. It was prohibited. But what the school now did was they had a mobile phone. They had two lines, school lines that
Mhm.
the parents had, and you can
Oh,
only get the children. Yes, you can only call the children on Saturdays and Sundays. I think Saturdays between, I can't remember now. I think that's between maybe 12 and 4 p.m. Then on Sundays, the same time. So if you miss that period, then that means you can't talk to your children or your word. And I think usually it's one of the students, maybe one of their prefects or something, that holds that mobile phone on those 2 days. So the parents know that these are the period when they can get to speak to their children and all that. But the children usually don't call out unless it is absolutely necessary, in which case they have to meet their house masters or house mistress if it's a girl to call their parents for them. And of course, they would have to tell their house parents whatever it is they want to contact their parents for and all that. So they flash or they call, and then usually I will call and then call back. Or if for whatever reason I have to pick the call on the house mistress number and all that, I will now send on my own, though they don't ask me to do that, but I just feel it's not fair for them to use their credit to call me. It's not supposed to be part of their job. So I will send the credit back to them. But that is usually what they do. There's a cell phone that we can call that is basically for the school. It's the school line and it's just for that purpose and it's just for Saturdays and Sundays. And once you miss that period, then if it's very important, then you just call the house parents.
Just thank you, Bola. I'm just thinking now, in our days, if there was an emergency, I'm not sure how my parents would have been reached because I can't remember them asking for phone numbers or anything. All we did then was letters. They put you at Ojota, no, Jibo,
no, but we
at
had phone numbers now. You remember you call your line.
I can't remember. I can't remember if there was any phone or anything like that related. Well,
So we had a line line. So I think our
you had
phone
to
number
write.
was 01261158 or something like that.
Oh
We didn't
yes.
even
Yeah,
have a
zero one.
landline. That was somebody
Maybe
Yeah,
calling.
we had a line line. So I think
We didn't have a landline.
yeah, we had a
maybe
line line.
office number, not
I
in
think
my
six
house.
eight one
Just
one 01681158. Yes.
maybe
You can
office
remember
or
that you
Ah,
have to
but
put a
there's
zero one
one
first.
way there alone way
Six
now.
eight
But
one
it's
one five eight.
open
Eh?
more than four flats. You are a big girl now. Yeah, you have
now
over.
you now you now you know. Yeah,
there
that's the
was
number.
just
Six
letters
eight
though.
one one five
Our
eight. I
parents were
remember.
bold.
Yeah.
Both to have just left your child beginning of term. You don't. The end of term is when you see them. You don't even care. Well, not that they don't care, but you don't even know if they go to school well or not. It's only on visit. That kind of risk was so. It's so alarming.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that now. I can't. I can't. Even my child goes out to school, like, okay, you got to school well done, and all that. If I don't hear from them, I'll be like, okay, are you okay? Not stop the whole term. People were trying to. Anyway,
You know, our time we didn't have all these insecurity issues and all of that. So that's
yeah,
why
true, true.
it's not like
That
now. You can't even try it.
that has
Even if your
changed.
child goes down the road here, you just the people like, where are you? Please do and come back. You understand? But you know,
Like I
a
said,
lot is happening.
true. Ronke is
For
agreeing with me.
me,
Yes. Yeah, go
I
on.
think
What
Akure
what did she
was
say?
just by God's grace. Oh. I mean, God kept us really because the location of that school. That's why I can never send my enemy there to go and school. That the location alone. So each time I look back, I'm like, how did we survive? Just inside deep forest, as in highway, back, forest, side, left and right. You are just with the middle of nowhere. And
Yeah,
God kept us. No,
and you
no,
remember
no.
at
I mean,
the back where the spot where
yes,
we used to do so
villages,
that you could
farm.
Okay, okay. Why are you complaining? Red house that was still bush, still forest, still red house.
yeah
Abba. You,
push.
your yellow house, you're even in the
I
middle
will
near the
remember
field.
the red house incinerator
Exactly. There was a incinerator behind red house and the bush, and then peace latrine.
at the bush.
And then
You know,
there was a bush part to our farm when we do agric to go and plant
Eh,
yeah,
corn and all those
agree
things.
at the back
There was a
yeah.
there.
bush part to the farm, and that's why most girls used to sneak out of school then.
Sneak out, imagine.
Can you remember
Yes.
outside that we'll go and look for something? I don't where we hear or something inside the bush. We'll go, be looking for something to eat inside the bush. I can
Eh,
Exactly. Uh-huh. That is now. Oh,
Ronke said
and you know,
we did not have phone. No, when I had tonsillitis, I had to write letter. If you
no,
don't
we
come back for
relied more
holiday,
on letters. Yes.
yeah.
And
If you
by the
don't come
time
Yeah,
back,
your letter will take 2 or 3 days before it will
yes.
get to you, and
Days
then they will
or
call
weeks?
she
they
said,
will call your name in the assembly in the dining hall. You know, come and collect your letter.
if
Now
you
Are
now
you
don't
sure
you
it
come
took
back,
know
only days?
you
hmm?
now
No, it
see
was
love
days.
letter, no manner of
No, it's not weeks.
postcard,
It wasn't
then
weeks.
No,
It was
nine post. Nine
between
post was
like
on
3 days.
then. Nine post was
I
still
think
working
maximum
then.
of 3 days, 3 to 7 days,
Yeah.
not
She
Wow.
weeks.
said. She
Except
said,
there's a delay, they will take weeks.
yeah.
Wow.
Ronke says if you don't come back
Because
for holiday,
I know we
your
used to get letters. They call names for letters Monday, Wednesdays, and
Yes.
Fridays.
uh,
Mm. But did
So
you
we
ever
always
check
keep.
the date that the letter was written?
That's why I said 3 days because I remember that.
pen
Yeah,
pal.
that's why I said 3 days because most times when my mom she writes me back, I look at the date. It comes in like 3 days after I've written to her. Yeah. So
Okay.
I knew the timing was very short because I remember when I was in JS1 and then I think that was Mr. House period. Mr. Palo wanted me to join the school later. And you know me, then I didn't know anything about sports because in my school at the born, I know they do all this kind of thing. So I had to write a letter to my mom. Yes, I had to write a letter to my mom asking her, should I join the school later? And she replied, so the letter came in like 3 days after. And she was like, are you mad? Come on, go
Okay.
and join. That she was an athlete in school, but she did, yeah, she was an athlete. She did long distance, you know.
Okay.
She did 400 meters and I
It's
think
in the family.
3,000 meters and others. No, I didn't have stamina for those ones.
Okay.
So that was what even encouraged me exactly. So that's why I said 3 days, between 3 to 5 days.
Okay. Well, I
And
was
then
not a
those,
letter person. I hardly write, and it's
oh,
still
okay.
an issue with me till now. I don't write, I don't call, just on
Wow.
my own, that kind of a thing. Very
Mm.
bad habit, but well.
Bad. Oh. Well, I feel
Let me
you.
read what Ronke says. He says, if you
Yeah,
don't come back for holidays, your parents will know you didn't get to school. But
okay.
exactly.
we used to go into the bush to get food. He said post was good. My foster mom used to post chocolate to me from London and I always got it.
Ah,
All
we
right.
don't care and food.
Okay, and food. Okay, so it's just the food matter.
Honestly,
As as smallish and
Emotional
lectitious as
body.
she was. Only just
I don't care and food.
okay
It is
and food.
well.
Ah, it's the food that was okay's problem, nothing more.
Nothing more.
Nothing more. But remember the day Prince gave us jollof rice and
She said
And
food is
I think
life.
chicken.
it was
Food is
Christmas.
life.
Either Christmas period or so. One of these, but it was fun. The boy, we were so happy.
Yes, I think jollof rice
Jollof
and
rice and
chicken.
chicken, and chicken.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think we had mango or so, or banana or something, some fruits by the side. Oh,
I think it
that
was
was fun.
banana.
It was banana. Yes,
Yes.
I
Okay,
remember. We were
finally,
so
our
happy.
birthday celebrants. Who remembers
So no,
the
I know. So no,
birthday celebrants? Yejide,
Is it Ejiri Akin one day?
Yejide
I can't
Okay.
see anybody. Oh. Am I posing again?
Ah,
I remember the name, but not the person.
Yesterday
mm,
was in Red House now.
was the Red House. Money
house.
was the Red
Yes,
House.
Okay.
And the one
yesterday was
started
in
like
Red House.
okay now. Abi, am I
Okay.
right?
I think I remember Yejide now.
Yesterday was also one of the quiet ones
I
too
think
now.
she was
Yeah.
slim.
She was
Mm.
She
slim,
was
yes.
slim. She was tall.
She
Was
was
she
tall.
tall?
Efiko,
Well,
yeah, she was
okay.
tall.
Not as
I
tall
think
as
she
him.
was
She
tall.
wasn't short like Ronke, but she was tall. She was not as tall as Nkem.
What normal
She
height?
wasn't as tall as Nkem,
No, but
but
she was tall
she
because
was
she
tall.
used
Yes.
to. Yes, because she used to match.
Tall, oh.
Yes, she used to
I
match your
know.
Red House.
Brooke,
Uh,
I'm not sure
I
she was.
I think
She
I
was a
think
Red
her
House
house
matcher,
I think
and
her
she was
house
very
wear
neat.
back then
Her houseware
was
back
straight
then.
gown.
Yes, and I think her
Straight
pocket or so. I
gown.
can't remember. Yes.
I can't
Uh-huh.
remember.
Yejide was one of those, when we were seniors, there was a time they had juniors, they were secluding them from the seniors, they put them in one extension or something like that.
yes,
Yes,
Yejide
yes.
yes.
was one of those in charge of one of
Oh, okay, okay,
the junior ones. I remember that because I used to go.
okay.
Where is Avotu? Okay. How
I'm
about
here. I'm here.
Alice?
Yeah, our e-food prefect.
Abi, Eniola.
Ah. Eh.
I
Only
think
Jogbo.
I remember Eniola
Eniola.
more now than
Eniola
I
very
did then.
noise maker.
I
Eniola was
did
a noise
remember
maker in
Eniola back
school though.
then.
Eniola was one of
I
those.
did.
I think she used to mix with all those Jockey and Co in Greenhouse.
Like I didn't know
Jockey,
what
is it Jockey or still Jockey? Okay, one of these. Those. There's this particular group of seniors that were troublesome
The
and
nine
cruel.
planet. Was it
Huh?
the nine planet? The nine planet.
the Nine
I was
Planet
so
in
I
Akure.
think
grateful.
so.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
think
There was
so.
a group, the
Yes,
nine
yes.
planet.
Nine planets. Yes,
Seriously.
that's it.
Yes.
Yes, yes, that's it.
She had this
So,
an old
yes,
in
that was
Yellow
what I
House.
knew.
She had an
That's what I
older
knew, Enola. Uh-huh. That's what
yes.
I knew.
And
Enola, all over the
says
place.
she's quiet in school.
All over the place. She was all over the place.
Really?
Once she's around, you will know that she's around. She just has to show
Wow.
herself that she's around.
I
Yes.
didn't
And Enola must show you that she's available.
maybe
Wow.
no. I don't
She
think
still has.
Ronke says something different. It says she was quiet in school, but it's now she talks. So I
Oh,
don't
They
know.
lie.
really?
Who said she was quiet? I don't
Ronke.
care.
Ronke
This one
me.
can know her in school. This one
Okay.
can know her in school. Enola was not quiet too. Enola. Hi.
I didn't really know her in school, but it is now that
Wasn't
our Ifu
quiet.
prefect. There's no way I won't know her now. But back then I didn't really know her.
Oh, Ronke said we were in D class together, Esther Iraga's
It's
class.
a lie. Is she
Uh,
talking about which of them is she talking about?
Eniola.
Eniola. That's not true. That's
Enola
not
was in
true.
commercial class, I think.
Eniola was never in
A
D
science
class.
person.
Okay.
No.
Ronke, come and
Eniola
defend.
was not in D class. Don't mind Ronke. Ronke don't remember anything. It's a lie, you. Who was Bola?
It says
She was Bola
Who
Bola
was Bola?
oh,
You don't
Eniola's
care
okay.
if fire you now.
Let's go on to
She said she was quiet in school.
our
D
business
class.
of the day. For this business of the day, Sims, I will have to call on because Kemi is not here for business of the day. I will call on. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the picture you sent because there was no way I could put it on while we were live.
Okay.
So yeah, me see you use this one. You manage this one next time. I'm sure we'll get a better pic. So let me see. I will bring up the one I have, which is this one. So
Actually,
introduce yourself. Introduce your business.
ah, Okay, yes, you all know this is Yemisi Onilela ni Obayomi. So I'm a realtor. I sell landed property. I guide people. I help people to, make real estate investment decisions that will keep producing income for them and also for their loved ones after they've gone. So that's what I do. So I bring to you real estate investment opportunities that are viable, genuine, authentic, that sure to keep producing income for you. That is, the essence of real estate, invest in real estate to keep producing income for you. So that's basically what I do, lands and houses. Okay. And yeah, I'm based in Lagos, but I also have colleagues that we partner together in other states, especially Abuja. So Lagos and Abuja, that's where I'm most active for now. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm on Instagram as Yemisi underscore Onilela. I'm also on Facebook. Yeah, as Yemisi Onilela. And then my business page on Facebook is Outstreet Global. I will type it here, Outstreet Global, both on Facebook and on Instagram. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Okay, I
just
don't think we'll
apply
ever
right
miss.
now.
Oh,
Referrals.
thank you very much, Yemisi, because your name is Onilela. You have to do Ile, and you're doing Ile's.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was going to ask that question. I was going to ask her if her surname is actually Onilela or she has that Onilela because she's into real estate.
No. That's not funny. That's my surname.
Wow.
And you do a live
And if
talk
it's
Tuesday, isn't it?
honestly,
Yes, and I also hold a live webinar on every Tuesday, 8 p.m., where I talk about everything about real estate
Yeah, yeah.
on Facebook every Tuesday by 8 p.m.
Thank you very much. So if you need houses, that's a place to
Yes,
go. Need to
land
go.
refer us, need houses and lands.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. All right.
Wonderful.
welcome.
Finally, I will just show this one more. I know we'll be referring to this our survey one every now and then. With the last one, for those who weren't here when we showed the last one, we asked Feggicolla girls, would you like your daughter to attend Feggicolla boarding house? And there were 13% said yes, 86% said no, and they gave their reasons, which we'll be looking at in subsequent episodes. Now, will you allow your child to attend any other boarding school with better facilities than you had in Feggicolla? And 31% said no, still 53 said yes, 60% said maybe. So we can see that yes, we had a good time in Frederica, but the ugly times are there in our entrenched in our brain,
Mm.
our memory that you don't want your child to go through what you went through. I don't want my child to go through. My own experience was about the sanitary part thing, and I said I'll say that when we get to hygiene. That was ugly part, and
disgusting. Oh my goodness.
I really don't want my child to
Ah.
go through. So yeah, that is about that. And who had a good time? Oh, Ronke says who had a good time. Everyone had a good time.
I had a good time. I had a fantastic
Yeah,
time.
celebrity. She said you're the celebrity now. So this is our time to sing our Fedicola anthem.
Anthem.
Yay!
Yay!
Yes. So let us sing our song as we go and say bye bye. Yemisi has put her. Yemisi, you can put that on the comments so that I can put it on the screen. Please put that because if I put in my name, it will show you my name. I want you to put that in the comment. Or can you not see the comment?
Okay, comment. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that
Sorry, I
comment.
didn't get
Yeah,
that.
put it on the comment and I'll put it up on the screen. So let's sing our
Okay.
Frederica song. Oh, Frederica.
Feggicola, as who we all will be for honesty, and discipline. Our motto here remains that in unity we stand. Although we must achieve success all the way, we plan to do
Let's
our
do our
best.
best.
Raise
and
up
raise our
And
banner
raise
banner
our
high.
banner high.
high.
Feggicolla
The
girls
dream
are
gets
rising.
around,
I can't
success
remember.
Success is
is
our
our
aim.
aim.
I
A
pledge
pledge we must keep
to
Our
make
to
us
make
pledge
us to the
we
best.
must keep
God
to
help
make us to the best.
in all our
Oh
Oh
endeavors.
God,
God, help us
Because
in all
in
our
all our
endeavors to
endeavors,
serve with
to
heart
serve
and
with our
mind and to
time
walk
and
with
to
strength
walk with strength
unfilled, that
until
we all go
we are
achieve
gonna
to the
achieve
glory
the
of our
glory
school.
of our school.
we like to do
Glory
our
of
best
our
Glory
school, we pledge to do our
of
best and
our
raise our
best.
banner
Raise our
high.
banner
Feggicolla
high.
girls
The
are
jingle
rising,
gets around,
success is
success
our
is
aim.
our aim. Long
Long
live
live
our
our school.
school.
that was good. Thank you. That was good.
Wow.
that
Nice
that
thing
that
again.
anthem is always filled with excitement. You know when you're
Yeah, I
reciting that
know.
anthem.
Honestly, honestly. It's so much fun singing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Thank you.
wow,
So I think we've come
fantastic.
to the end of today's episode. The next one, I'm sure it's I can't remember what it was that we're going to be speaking next on. But I'm sure we'll decide on the WhatsApp platform what we should be speaking on next. There's so many topics, so many, so many. And if you're out there
Yeah.
watching us and saying, "Oh, how can I get involved?" Contact anyone you can see on the screen. You can see Yemise's Instagram and Facebook page, the handle there. Go on the Feggicolla 92 sets. You can join us. We're having fun and we're doing a brain exercise. It was fun with
Honestly,
is. Thank
taxing
you
our
very
brain. Yeah.
yes.
Mm.
Anyone
And
wants
it's
to say any
fun.
final thing before we go? Finally.
I think I'll just say that I don't think I want to have any other sisters, as in particular sisters. You are.
Too much. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just for me, I'm just hoping that we can keep this up. Because it's a way of not only this, but there are other things we are trying to bring on board
Hmm.
that will also like you know get us together, make us bond together, and then try to know each other more. And by the time we finalize with the ESCOs, then we'll be doing it side by side with this. So it won't just be just this, but
Yeah.
we'll be having that other one. We don't have a name for it yet, but I just want everybody to look out for it. And
Hmm.
it's going to involve everybody. It's going to involve everybody. We try as much as possible to get everybody involved so that we
Yeah.
get to know ourselves and know what's happening to us, know the kind of
Yes.
businesses we do, who we can reach out to, and stuff like that. Not just all about gisting and the social aspect. Let's know everything about each other and then see how we can help each other grow.
Yeah.
So, Bumi, I want to say thank you and I appreciate you for this initiative.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless you.
Thank you
Amen.
for
Bless you.
us working together as a team. Without a team, I'll just be here talking to myself. So thank you very much. This time next month, we will be here again on another topic. Thank you very much, Avatu. Thank you, Bola. Thank you, Yemisi. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everyone. Let's start calling the names now. I think I have the
Kemi,
yeah,
Dapo,
Kenny,
Yeah. Kenny,
Bonke,
Esther,
Ogozu,
Auntie
Ronke,
Buki
Sherry,
Awolumate.
Auntie
yeah.
Sherry,
Encyclopedia, Doyin, Doyin Adela, no, not Doyin Adelabona, Doyin Okeya,
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 Doyin Okeya,
yeah, Tolu, Oguntubo.
Oguntubo,
Who else? Who else on the screen? So those of us on the group, Tony, Oluwajitan, Tolu as well. Tolu,
Mm,
Popular House. And,
Caroline
and Tony
too.
Sunny, yes, and Sunny as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have a good evening and see you next month. Well, on
by the
this
Yeah.
grace
month.
of
Thank
God.
you, everyone. Nice
Thank
seeing
you.
lovely
Bye.
faces. Bye. Have an awesome week.
Bye.
Bye. I
You
always
too.
love you guys. Reunion, oh, reunion, oh,
Yes,
that's
so
what I love you guys.
exactly. Very soon. September is not far
By
away.
God's grace.